First scrimmage, you know, I always look back before we do the first scrimmage. I look back at previous years, not only for planning but notes that I wrote after, and it was a first scrimmage-ish type thing, but it was pretty clean. Like penalties, it was really, for a first scrimmage, really good. I thought we played hard. I thought our guys really focused for an extended period of time. That was his equivalent of a game, you know, with halftime and everything built in, and there was great focus. And especially when you play as many people as we did today, for everybody to stay locked in when they're not playing, right? So we had 120 something guys on the sideline. Everybody stayed locked in. That was good. And we had some guys that you know, we have not been in that environment with in the stadium. This is the first time we've been in the stadium since Penn State. And that was good. It was a good day. A good day. We got better. There'll be a lot to learn off this tape, and then next week will be the most important week of our year, I think. I really do. I think this team has a chance to forge together here in this upcoming week, but we got to do it. There's no easy way. So here we go.
How'd your quarterbacks look?
Quarterbacks. I thought they both played well. You know, making it harder and harder, right? But Kirk and I will watch it. You know, we'll all study the tape tonight. Then tomorrow we'll have extensive meetings, and if there is enough separation, we'll make a decision. If there isn't, we'll just keep going, and at some point it'll happen. Yeah.
Have you seen any separation in the practices before today?
It really has been a back and forth, you know, and situation has something to do with that too, right? Like, you're working with these guys or you're working with these guys. And, you know, when you're working with 8, that's a fun one to work with, right? But I was really, really glad to see our young receivers step up and make plays. Not gimmies, like make plays, right? And that's going to be critical for us to have a successful offense.
Speaking of the wide receivers, there's a lot of young guys in the room, like you've mentioned a lot. How did you feel like that room is kind of shaking itself out today and as practice has gone along?
I think they're getting better. I think KJ's doing a great job of leading them. I think Coach Brock is doing a great job of coaching them. And we're making progress. Now, time is our enemy, right? We got to be ready here in whatever it is, 2.5 weeks. So it'll be here before you know it. So we just got to keep getting better.
With the quarterback battle seemingly being so close, does that affect the type of leash you give the starter once you name him?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. You know, like once we name the starter, I want that guy to feel comfortable that he's our guy. But I don't ever, you know, having covered the team, I don't ever lock myself into like this is the, you know, I've heard all the sayings. You never lose your job to injury. Why not? If a guy comes in and outperforms you, you know, what you were doing before you were hurt, well, then he's better. He's playing better. So I don't ever get into that stuff. I don't have like a set rule. I kind of play that by feel. But I also know that whoever does win the job, they both worked really hard, and whoever wins it deserves a chance to grow in the position.
How much does the performance today and then on Saturday factor into the quarterback competition when you're also kind of looking at the practices, and how do you weigh that?
Yeah, it factors in more than a regular practice. Why? Because of the setting that we were in, right? Like the coaches are on the sidelines. It's as close to playing Big Ten football as you're going to play. So it does factor in more, but it's not like all the stuff they've done. You know, this was practice 12, so all the stuff they did leading up to that certainly has an impact on our decision. And the reality is everything has an impact on the decision, right? We're human beings, so, you know, part of it is feel.
First scrimmage under his belt, what is your impression of how Travis Johansson is running this defense?
He's doing a great job. Yeah, he's a leader. He's a really good football person, really good man, and leading the staff and the players. I'm thrilled.
Non-scrimmage related, a little bit offbeat, but jersey patches have become a big hot button sort of issue. Are you optimistic that Rutgers is going to have a jersey patch this year? How important is that for revenue and just the growth of the program? Well,
it is important, but you know the best part? That's not my deal anymore. It used to be. I had to be involved in everything. Now I get to coach this team, and I know that Kelly and Todd and everybody involved, President Tate, we'll get a good deal, and we have to, you know, everything's important now, right? Like revenue's huge because the way college football's changed. So, but I'm very confident they'll find the right fit for us.
You mentioned an environment like this, as close as you can get to playing the games, I guess. Looking at the trenches in particular, how do you feel like this environment can help get you as close to game-type intensity as you can get?
Well, it's really important because we had full Big Ten crew here today, right? Officials, and what can get you early in the season is penalties. You can't have holding penalties; they kill you, right? Especially when you have a positive play and it comes back. I thought they did a really good job of that. I think Coach Turner's doing a really good job with the offensive line. He's got competition at just about every spot, and he's not afraid to move people around. And I think because he's such a good conceptual teacher, you can do that.
You added a transfer here during training camp.
Say that again, Brian.
Sorry, you added a transfer here during training camp, Chroma from Temple. What do you expect from him? What kind of role do you anticipate he plays during the season? What could he add to your defensive line?
Yeah, we wouldn't have brought him here if we didn't think he was a good player. I've seen him do some good things already, and he's only been here a few days. So I think he definitely is, we wouldn't have brought him at this stage unless we believed he could help us in 26. So he's definitely going to do that. It's just a matter of how fast can we get him integrated into what we're doing, and how fast and how comfortable we are with his conditioning and everything, because he hasn't been in in a team setting. He's been in individual setting. But that too is like pro football, right? Like there's guys that are working out on the side and staying ready, and then boom, they hit it. So he's a mature guy. That's one thing I can tell you. Like just in visiting with him and coaching him a few days, he's all business. This is important to him.
When you have such a new-look defense, both personnel-wise and coaching staff-wise, what are you looking for? Like, what mile markers are you looking for at this point in camp to know that that unit is coming together to the point that you want it to be?
Well, when you look at it as a coach, as a head coach, you look at it scheme, fundamentals, and then connectivity, right? So I think the scheme is really, they're sound, and people are really learning it well. Technique, that when we watch this tape, there'll be technique issues, especially with the second and third team, that we really got to get fixed this week. That's why I said this week will be a critical week on both sides and in the kicking game. And then the connectivity, right? Playing defense is 11 is 1. You got to go. Like it's 11 guys doing their job, but then you got to swarm the football. And when we've had great defenses here, it looks like piranhas, right? And that's what we need to have. We need to have a defense that looks like that. And I always tell them, when you throw the tape on, I want people to say, ooh, that's different. And that's effort, right? That's just going as hard as you can. Because a lot of times in defense, if you know your job and you go as hard as you can, even if you're not perfect, it kind of works itself out. Again, guys, I really appreciate you covering us. And I know this is a long camp, but I appreciate you showing up and getting us exposure. So thank you.